guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Teresa. Welcome back to Tea Time. Tea Time! On a Monday. Okay, so I have a lot of things to tell you. First, it's full steam ahead with the crafts. So today's a craft video. I'm going to make some puffy material hearts for around my vases that I have. I did this last year. I painted some jars and put some romantic arrangements in them, roses and things. And the jars say love. And I'm going to put a picture of it in here right now. So if you could see, there were flowers at the base. But I thought I wanted to make some puffy hearts. So that's what this video is. I chose some material, got some polyfill from Walmart, and got my needle and thread all fired up, and we went to town. So I have a few more crafts I want to do for Valentine's Day, and I say this in my tutorial. I say that I don't go hog wild with Valentine's Day, and I don't. I do a few little accents. I do a table centerpiece and a couple things. I do want to make a wreath for my front door. Wreath forms are relatively inexpensive. They range from, depending on the size, from a couple of dollars to, 15 or 20 for a base. And because I got so many flowers for free from the flower shop that went out of business a few months ago, I feel like I need to start making some wreaths. I've got like 3 totes of greenery and flowers in my craft room. And I actually had the nerve to look at some flowers today at Walmart. And I reached for them to put them in my cart, and I thought, no, don't. You don't need any flowers. In my next video that I want to do for the wreath, I'm going to use what I have, and I'll dig through it and find some nice things. Before we get started in this video, I follow several YouTubers, and I have a funny story to tell you. So there's a lady that I follow. Her name's Michelle, and her channel name is Way Too Sun. And her husband are on kind of an adventure for a few months. They equipped their van to sleep in, and they are traveling. They are traveling across the United States, visiting different states and, going to tourist attractions, and they're filming along the way. So anyway, today I watched one of their videos, and they were cooking some potatoes on a small hot plate. And, they were talking about roughing it and, how they find places to shower and clean up and stuff. And it reminded me of a funny story, so I'm going to tell you this story. So my son drives truck. He drives semi. He drives a semi. He doesn't travel all over. He has a local route. What he does now, he and my daughter-in-law live in the Toledo area, Toledo, Ohio. And he delivers fuel to the railroads. But when he first got his CDL, for like 4 months, he had to, cut his teeth on going on the road. So his wife and he did this together. They don't have any kids yet, and they put some stuff in storage, and they just hit the road in the semi. And they stopped for my son to fuel the truck, and there was a McDonald's right there. And it was early in the morning, and so my daughter-in-law wanted to go into the McDonald's and wash her face, brush her teeth, and put her makeup on for the day. So she was in the restroom at this McDonald's, and there was a lady in there, an older lady, and she seemed a bit ruffled that my daughter-in-law was washing her face in the sink, and she said, you can't bathe in here. And first let me tell you about my daughter-in-law. She's in her early 20s, or late mid-20s. Maybe she's in her mid-20s now. Anyway, she's young, And she's beautiful, but she's very naive. She was raised in a religious household. Her and my son both attend church, and they're religious. And she's just the most down-to-earth, sweet, innocent person you'll ever meet. And there's a joke that my daughter and I lightheartedly say she's an 80-year-old woman trapped in a young woman's body. She knits, and she's just the sweetest, most innocent, naive person you've ever met. Well, anyway, so she's in this restroom, washing up, washing her face, brushing her teeth, and this lady is offended by it. So, my daughter-in-law is like, I'm sorry, no, I was just washing my face. So anyway, the woman, goes to the next sink, washes her hands, and leaves. So my daughter-in-law finishes what she was doing, and when she stepped out of the restroom, the lady that scolded her was at the front of the restaurant with one of the managers. And they questioned her about what she was doing in the bathroom. And my daughter-in-law, innocently said, I just came in to wash my face and brush my teeth and put some makeup on. And they said, well, we seen you get out of that semi-truck and come in here. And when she said that, I lost it. I started laughing so hard. I'm serious about peeing my pants. And my daughter-in-law's like, what? I'm like, well, I hate to tell you, they thought you was a prostitute. And she stood there and she looked at me and she said, no. And I said, oh yeah. I said, they seen you come out of the semi and come in and go right into the restroom. They assumed you were a prostitute. I don't know, what do they call them, lot lizards or whatever? I don't know. But anyway, she was horrified when I told her that. And I laughed and I told her, I said, listen, don't worry about it. You're never going to see those people again. But anyway, so when I watched Michelle's video today and they were talking about washing up and stuff, it made me remember that story. So I had to make sure I tell you, which has nothing to do with this video. So anywho, my sweet, innocent daughter-in-law, I love her to death. But anywho, so let's just get started. Let's just jump right into it. Wait, before we jump into it, I'm going to post a couple of short videos of my grandson. He's, what is he? What is today? So okay, so the 16th of this month, he'll be 4 months old. So he is a joy to everybody that meets him. He's 99% of the time, he is just overjoyed to be alive. The other 1%, he just wants a bottle. Once you give him that, he's happy. He is the happiest, most joyful baby I've ever seen. So I have to put in a couple of videos. And sometime in the near future, when he's here or when I babysit, I'll do a video with him. But I just have to stick a couple videos in here because I'm just too proud of a grandma not to. So enjoy these videos of my grandson, Charles. Enjoy the tutorial. And I will catch you on the flip side. See you later. Okay, guys. I don't know how to do this. Okay, let's get right to it. First, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to decide what kind of material do you want to make your heart out of, right? Now I have this material that's actually upholstery material that came from, it's just scrap, from material that I bought to recover an over 100-year-old rocking chair that my sister gifted me And I'll see if I can if I can find a picture of it, I'll put it in here now, the before and after. But this is the material that we used to recover it with. And it's very nice. It's very vintage. And then this material is a gingham that's like a homespun material. I bought this at Walmart. I bought a half a yard, and it was like $5. This plain, and you can't really get a good color. It's actually an off-white or a beige or a cream color. It's an old, you know what it is? It's an old pillowcase. So, I mean, you literally can use an old shirt that you like the pattern of, towels. I mean, it doesn't matter. You know, you can go buy material if you want to. Oh, I got this material at Joann Fabrics, by the way. Okay, so then what I did was I created some templates using cardboard. And I just cut out several sizes of hearts. And I have a couple of different uses for these. One, yes, I want to make bowl fillers to put around my vases on my centerpiece at the dining room table. But I also want to make some smaller ones that I can use as ornaments on my kind of a seasonal, yearly, I keep it out all year round. It's on my enclosed front porch. And I decorate it for Valentine's Day, summer, fall, and Christmas. So I think I'm going to make some fabric hearts to hang on that as well. So let's get right to it. So what I did was I cut out a heart and I doubled the material over so that when I cut it out, I had two pieces. I didn't have to cut out two hearts. And then what I did was I've gone around the heart with my thread and needle. Now you can use different thread if you want to. I actually had thought at the beginning that I would use yarn. So I did buy some tan colored yarn and an upholstery needle. But then I decided that the material or the size of the hearts was too small to use the bigger yarn or twine to sew it with. So I just chose, it's a brown thread, and I've used it on all the ones I've made so far. So then I sew around the edge. Now, you could use a sewing machine. That's great if you know how to use one. I used to have a sewing machine, and it started to gather dust. My daughter asked me if I could give it to her and that she was interested in learning to sew. So I gave it to her along with a nice sewing case that I had bought some things for. And now it's collecting dust at her house. So neither one of us are very, sewing machine savvy. I can sew a button, I can hem, and I can repair a rip. Other than that, I really don't know what I'm doing. So it's just basically in and out all the way around the heart, except for obviously you're going to want to leave a space that's open so that you can fill it. And I bought this filler at Walmart. It was the smallest bag they had, and I think it was like $4 and something. You could use shredded paper. You could use cut up Walmart bags. You could use scrap material if you wanted to fill it. I mean, nobody's going to see it. So, I mean, basically, you can use anything that you have on hand to fill the heart with. And you don't want to fill it. You don't want to fill it too full, and I'll tell you why. Unless you're using a sewing machine, because I've got kind of a messy stitch, and I just think that gives it a charm, like it's homemade or rustic or whatever. So there are small gaps in between the stitches, so I'm not going to fill it so full that it, separates those stitches and shows the spaces. But you do want to fill it, full, so it looks puffy. And, you know, just use your fingers to, you know, move the stuffing around to get it uniform. And once you do that, and you feel like it's full enough, okay, then you're just going to, and I've got my thread here, and I am just going to finish sewing it around. I just think these are so adorable and super easy to make. I mean, they're a little time consuming, depending on the size of hearts that you're making and obviously how many you're going to make. But, I mean, you could turn on the television or a movie or, you know, watch some YouTube videos while you're doing it. And, you know, you make short work of it. I don't do an entire, like, okay, I really go out of my way in the fall to decorate my house. I do the entire first floor and sporadically on the second floor, and the girls have the third floor as their bedroom, so I do give them some things to decorate their room with. But as a general rule, Valentine's Day is just accents for me. So I will do a dining room centerpiece and a couple other little things, and that's it. And I know, what is it, January, what, 6th? So I'm just beginning to get my head around what I want to do for Valentine's Day. But you got to remember, Valentine's Day is the 14th of February. So if you want to have your decorations up for any length of time, you know, you're going to want to do it fairly early in January or mid-January, you know, so that you can enjoy it. Okay, so once you do that, then you've got a nice heart. How adorable is that? So now what I've done is I've made some others. This is with the upholstery. I did make one with the pillowcase, and I put a little piece of burlap over here that says love, and I just wrote love with a Sharpie. And I did some other sizes. This is the size I think I'm going to use for the ornaments on my tree. And once I get that tree decorated, I'll do a video and show you what I've got on there. This one, I did sewed a little bit of a, well, it's a brown button. And I thought that just looked cute. But you could do anything. I mean, you could glue buttons all the way around it, small buttons if you wanted to. You could actually stitch on the material before you sewed it, a word like love or kisses. And stitching is, it is very time consuming. So that's, you know, it's up to you how much work you want to put into it. But anywho, so I thought you would enjoy watching me make these and maybe make some yourself. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, you can do that fairly easily. And until next time, and next time is going to be a wreath, a Valentine's wreath that I'm going to make for my front door. So enjoy your evening, and I will catch you later. Bye-bye, friends.